information, Mike. Wind at 320 degrees at 6, temperature 53, altimeter 3000.
People like you, organizations like RampCheck, I love you guys.
4, 5, 6, gotta be down, ready now. You are clear for takeoff runway 21 left. Winds are calm. Stand by for the pre-trans on uniform. It's showtime.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the RampCheck podcast. I'm Tony.
I'm Aaron.
Afternoon, I'm Ryan.
And if you don't recognize the background behind us, well, Ryan and I are on special assignment in Las Vegas at the moment. Aaron's shaking his
Special assignment.
Yeah, if that's what you call it.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah. Speaking, we got another round of special assignments coming up here in just a minute in the form of a tequila shot. But
I just want to know how the hell Ryan got 2 weeks of vacation. Actually, it'll be 2.5 weeks when this is said and done because he was in Florida forever.
Yeah, well, it'll be my only 2.5 weeks for the year. So,
but hey, we're here, and we definitely, and we promised you guys that we would be doing the RampCheck podcast live stream every Wednesday, live 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And
that's right. Here
even
we
though
are.
Ryan and I are out of town, here we are. Thank God that the Cosmopolitan has an active Ethernet line to the hotel room.
Yep.
Because we stay otherwise.
Yep. And here we are.
That's good.
Greetings.
That's good.
Now, if I look a little green around the gills at the moment,
What are you,
it's
fucking Aquaman or something?
not what you it's not what you think. So just before, maybe about 30 minutes before we started the live stream tonight, we were on our way back up to the room. Maybe it was an hour. We were on our way back up to the room. We got in the elevator and it went up like 2 or 3 floors, and the elevator opened up and 3 women got in, and one of them, I kid you not, was Stacey fucking Abrams.
Ooh.
I know.
Seriously?
I was like,
man, that
I'll move back to the corner.
yeah. Well, and Ryan, so when you got on, you were thinking, or when they got on, tell us what you thought.
Oh, no, they got on and immediately I'm like, I think that's fucking Stacey Abrams. And like in my head, I'm like, no, why would she be here in the elevator at this moment? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it definitely was, because as soon as we got out of the elevator, Tony and I are like,
that's a rough one. I don't even know too many liberals that like Stacey Abrams.
Yeah, exactly. So I was in the other corner of the elevator, and one of the ladies was blocking my view. So like I'm off like this, and I go like this to see, and then Stacey Abrams makes contact with me, and I'm like, oh fuck. So
Well, I hope you guys brought some ivermectin and some hydroxychloroquine to take.
yeah, right.
I just figure if you chase her around with some bug repellent, she'll just go away.
Wow. All right.
She
Well,
was president of the Earth at one time on Star Trek. So.
That's right. That's unfortunate. That's not a great way to start a vacation.
And okay, I'm just gonna say this for those of you that have seen pictures of Stacey Abrams, you're like, oh man, the camera's not very nice. No, she looks the same in person.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a big bitch.
Oh man, that's rough. That's rough.
So,
Oh, that's rough.
anyway,
Well,
what a start to the podcast, right?
yeah. I had an argument with my landscaper today, so that's good. All right.
What the hell?
Good start to the day. Just I don't know. This guy, like, it's like you're trying to communicate with a 12-year-old, it really is. And
Too bad.
just a real quick. So it's a situation where, okay, first of all, he's doing a bunch of landscaping for us, sprinklers, sprinkler
Right.
control unit, all that.
Why'd you hire a 12-year-old?
Well, I said like a 12-year-old.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, to make a long story short, I want to know where the box is going to go. I want to know where things are going. So when I question him, it's almost like he doesn't like to be questioned. And it's like, excuse me, I'm the fucking customer. So
right.
like, don't be a jerk about it. Just answer the question. But he just when I was pressing him about questions today about certain things, I mean, and the problem is he answers questions in a extremely vague.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, well, that's not good enough. So where is it going specifically?
So where are you placing the box? Oh, it'll be on the house somewhere.
Well, exactly. It's like, okay, where's it going to go? Well, it's going to go on the wall inside there. Okay. Great. Well, where is it going? Oh, on this wall. Okay. Where on this fucking wall are you going to drill through my house and put a wire to connect the fucking sprinklers, you stupid motherfucker? Okay. All right.
Gosh.
Okay. You can see I'm still a little bit fired up. It's really irritating dealing with idiots. And it kind of brought me back to dealing with some idiots working the ramp years ago. So that's how I'll tie it in. So
geez, brother, you may have been better off meeting Stacey Abrams today.
It sounds like it.
Got a few chats to start
on
off.
to aviation. On to aviation.
Yes, okay. Aircraft images. Hey, everybody, I'm a few minutes late, but it's RampCheck time.
Hey, welcome back, Aircraft Images.
Love to have you every week.
Yes, thanks for joining us. Wadman checking in as well, just checking in, like I said. Before I go back to work, have fun, everybody. Well,
thanks, Wadman. You just get home to grab a sandwich and heading back in or something? He's got the grave shift tonight.
Yep, exactly. William Ellison checking in as well. I'm not sure if he's laughing at your landscaping rant or Stacey Abrams. Not sure, but he also says, God, now you sound like me at work.
Yeah. Hopefully not the 12-year-old idiot part.
Well,
hopefully you're frustrated dealing with the 12-year-old idiot. But anyway, that's funny. Thanks for watching, though, William.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thanks for checking in.
All of it.
Let's see. He's William Ellison says.
Yeah, he's laughing at all of it, the Abrams and the.
Okay.
That's good. So. I'm glad we can make you laugh, man. Thanks for watching. Of course, we are streaming live every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. on YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, Facebook. Whatever platform you're watching, let us know where you're watching from, and feel free to say hi, chime in on anything that we are talking about on the podcast. And of course, the podcast is also available audio only if you're not too fond of seeing our faces. Something I'd always been told when I was in radio is, Tony, you've got a real face for radio. And it took me about 15 years to realize it was an insult.
Yeah.
But anyway, whatever. So anyway, we're available on all the podcast platforms. Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, Pandora, Audible, SoundCloud. SoundCloud's a big one as well for us. And so anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Hey, just...
God.
I didn't mean to.
All right.
We're usually not sitting this close to each other. All right, Aaron, how about we get right on with
so I have one cool thing that I wanted to share real quick before we get into some stories. So check this out. So last Saturday the Army resumed training flights because they were on the safety pause. Let me turn the volume down a little bit. Anyway, so family and we actually went down to a place called 5 Mile Pass, which is really close to where we live. And some Utah Army National Guard Apaches flew over, which was really cool.
You think Garrett was up there?
So what's funny is, check it out. That's Garrett right there.
No way.
Really?
Yeah. I was texting him and I'm like, yeah, I caught those Apaches. He's like, dude, I was the number 4 in that flight. So caught him right there.
That was awesome.
I was gonna text you guys because at home the other day I noticed they were flying, and it was only a few days after the podcast. So they resumed probably 3 days after.
Yeah, it was Saturday. That Saturday flight was actually the beginning of them starting to train again. So,
right. Yeah. And if you're wondering who Garrett is, we had Chief Warrant Officer Garrett Cooper on the podcast last week. If you missed it, go back. version.
It was a
on
great
YouTube.
episode.
It's a great podcast. He is actually an Apache pilot. Well, obviously, we just but yeah, join listen to the podcast, audio or video, either way. It was a great podcast. And if you were looking for I screwed up, I'm retarded. I didn't put an adequate podcast description on there, and I fixed it. So
yeah, we renamed it so it's easier to find and to know
Absolutely.
which episode it is.
Yep.
But we highly recommend watching it, rewatching it either on Rumble, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, because he actually shares a bunch of awesome photos throughout the years and when he was deployed in Afghanistan and
Mhm.
training, and lot of great photos in that one. So that's always recommended. But anyway, it's also good to listen to.
Absolutely.
But anyway, yeah, cool. All right. Well, it was cool to see Garrett. I texted him and I'm like, really, if you think about it, it's pretty badass that just a few days after we have you as a guest on the podcast, I caught you flying in the air in the Apache. So
Yeah,
that's
that
cool.
is
It's
cool.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Do you want me to start off with a story?
Yes.
Go ahead, start off with the first
Dive
story,
in.
brother.
Okay, so this is a really cool one, actually. This coming from Popular Mechanics. For the first time, excuse me, a Patriot missile has killed one of Russia's hypersonic missiles. So Russia's Kinzhal air-launched hypersonic missile. So those are typically launched from MiG-31s because it's a huge-ass hypersonic missile. Had proven capable of penetrating Ukraine's generally formidable air defense without a single one reported down while streaking towards targets across Ukraine for over a year. But on May 4th, the weapon's hot streak apparently ran out, as testified by fragments of a missile nose cone that reportedly fell on a stadium in Kiev at 2:40 a.m. Now it looks like a football soccer stadium, dude. Look, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
what it
It's
is.
interesting. Anyway, today reports suggest that a Russian KH-47 M2 Kinzhal, I'm assuming that's how you say it, air-launched ballistic missile was shot down by air defenses over Kiev. But yeah, that's with a Patriot system that was sent there. Multiple sources identified the nose cone as likely coming from the Kinzhal missile, which officially goes by the unwieldy designation Niner Sierra 7760 and is codenamed Killjoy by NATO. And several suggest the kill was achieved by one of Ukraine's newly active Patriot air defense batteries. If that's true, it's a remarkable debut for the system's operational career in Ukraine. Because the interesting thing is Russia always said that nobody could shoot down their hypersonic ballistic missile. So, well, there you go. I don't know.
The Patriot missiles that they used in the Gulf War.
Yeah, a very updated, newest version. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
But there's the missile right there. That's how big it is. And the MiG-31's a huge jet, so it just shows you, how big it is. But yeah, so it's pretty interesting. I mean, I'm sure the one thing that NATO is enjoying, if they can, because of how shitty war is they're getting a lot of their latest tech tested. And this just proves right here the arrival of the India Mike-104 Patriot missile batteries donated by Germany and the United States and Ukraine this April undoubtedly improves the odds a Kiev's air defense system will knock down the Kinzhals. So,
wow,
interesting story.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, so go Patriot. I remember when I was a kid when Gulf War I happened, back in early 90s. The Patriot missile was an important air defense system against Saddam Hussein and the Scud missiles that were being launched into Saudi Arabia, into Israel. Saddam was trying to launch, piss off Israel enough to get into the fight to ruin the coalition, because at the time, a lot of those Arab nations weren't, still weren't friends with Israel. And so if Israel started fighting, that would have just ruined the coalition, because the Arabs would have been like, hell no, I'm not fighting with Israel alongside them. But anyway, interesting though. But yeah, I remember almost nightly watching the news.
Because that's what I remember when you're a kid and the war start. I remember hearing the Patriot missiles, and it was like a big deal, and that's why I was asking about that. So I totally remember that for sure.
Right. Yeah, cool.
That is so cool. My laptop's just being weird here.
You're what?
Trying to get some. Oh, my computer is just being a little. But anyway, yeah. And what is, if you think, even though it's been like upgrade, this is still technology from the late 80s, 1990s, the Patriot. So anyway, war sucks. Ukraine's corrupt. Russia's corrupt. They both suck.
It's all a mess over there, dude.
Yeah. But no one knows how we feel about that. So
nobody. So another story I want to share with you guys real quick. So this is coming from Simple Flying. We all know and love the Concorde and remember the Concorde. Well, Lego is said to be creating a 2,000 plus brick.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
I tried to hold.
Damn.
Another Concorde, 2,083 bricks, as noted by the Dutch website, bricktastic.nl. Lego's special Concorde set will be made available for purchase on September 4th. The set of 2,083 bricks will retail for $199.99
pounds.
Euros?
Whatever the hell that is.
Euros.
Okay.
Maybe.
So I guess with
us Yanks don't know what the hell's going on with all the currencies overseas.
Right? All right. Let's see here. So counting for inflation, carry the 9 at 4.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, you're looking at about $800 in the US, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so here it is. Lego Icons Concorde, September 4th. Now this has a US dollar sign number in front of it, so maybe it is $199, but
that's pretty cool though. That would be
crazy.
That would be nuts, man.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That would be
a cool one to own for sure. If I was into Legos, I'd get that one.
Put it right next to my Lego Death Star. I don't have a Lego.
Tony doesn't. Yeah, Concorde.
Oh, by the way,
man,
I want to bring up a point too. What?
That's cool. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
That would be. Going back to the Patriot story really quick. You said this happened on May the 4th, right?
Yeah.
Star Wars Day, dude. See? It all ties together, right?
Was it just me, or did every single United States military Instagram page just go crazy with the May the 4th?
No, they did.
I mean, it was so funny. Like it just got comical because it's like, I think everybody's going a little bit overboard on this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know when that became a thing, but you definitely know when it's May the 4th everywhere, like social media. I noticed people at out in public wearing shirts but I remember we were sharing some videos of some military, aircraft shooting lasers at each other and stuff like that. But they were pretty good. I mean, they're funny. It's entertaining.
Yeah,
they are. They are. The F-35 demo team put a really funny one out. I was hoping to be able to show it, but maybe it was just in their story because I don't see it here.
Oh, that's too bad.
On their Instagram.
Yes.
But yeah,
Well,
it
while you're
was a
looking
good
for
one.
that, Aaron, Viper Images says hello. Thank you. Thanks for watching the podcast. Always a good feeling getting your friends flying. I'm guessing he's referring to your shot of Garrett. So.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Because he catches dudes out at Luke flying all the time. And I guess dudettes too. I don't know how many female pilots there are out there, but that's
sitting
cool.
in the cockpit.
Yeah, dude, I can't find that video. They must have taken it down because they just had it up for.
It probably just was a story. In fact, I think it was, if I remember.
Yeah,
seeing it, I think it was in their Instagram story.
Yeah. Anyway, darn it, I was hoping to show it and share it.
Yeah.
cool.
Oh well.
But anyway, entertaining nonetheless.
Yes, exactly. You got another story for us, brother? Or
I do. Sure.
Okay,
I'll pull this up. So this is really cool. If you guys remember years ago, there was an F-22 at Naval Air Station Fallon, where it turned out the pilot actually raised the gear before he should have, and the aircraft skidded down the runway like 6,000 feet. Just beat the shit out of the Raptor.
Damn.
Anyway, so this
how
comes.
does it let you retract the gear when there's still weight on wheels?
I don't know. It must have been at some point where I don't know. I don't know if there's squat switches on those or not.
There's supposed to be safeguards on all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, this is coming from Alert 5. F-22 number 070146 is back flying again after 5 years of restoration. Which is crazy. On May 4th, again on Star Wars Day, U.S. Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Philip Johnson, a functional Czech flight pilot assigned to the 514th Flight Test Squadron at Hill Air Force Base, flew the newly restored aircraft for the first time. The journey to restore this fighter jet to operational status was a challenging one, requiring the efforts of several agencies, units, and most importantly, a team of skilled airmen who worked tirelessly to make things happen. Now let's see here. Now it wasn't fixed at Hill Air Force Base, even though Hill Air Force Base is a depot center for F-22s.
Wait, so how did it make its? How did it get to Hill Air Force Base then?
It didn't. No, I believe that they repaired it. See, it says right here, restored assigned to third wing successfully takes off during a functional at Joint Base Elmendorf, Richardson, Alaska.
Oh, okay.
They must have shipped it up there or flew it up there,
Yeah.
and then repaired it up there. But the pilot was the one with the 514th Flight Test Squadron at Hill, because Hill Air Force Base does a lot of depot maintenance on F-22s, F-35s, F-16s, A-10s, C-130s. That's their current mission. But anyway, one of the airmen involved in the rebuilding process was U.S. Air Force Tech Sergeant Kyle Vierink, an F-22 artisan assigned to the 90th Aircraft Maintenance Unit. He joined the team in early 2002 and helped finish the final year of tests and repairs. When Vierink joined, I hope I'm saying that right, joined the project, the aircraft was missing multiple flight controls, its engines and seat weren't installed, and its panels merged into fuel cells. His team traveled to Eglin Air Force Base in Florida, where they cannibalized parts such as the leading edge, two flaps. So basically, they rebuilt this by cannibalizing some other F-22s during the operation. So
they took like 2 or 3 of them and put them back together into one.
Yeah. Cool. So anyway, that's kind of a cool story to see that back. I remember when that happened. I can't believe that was 5 years ago. Yeah. I remember reading that story just like it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Where did it happen again?
Fallon in Nevada, Naval Air. Is Fallon a Navy or Marine Corps? Oh,
I don't know. I know of one Fallon, and it's a horrible late night talk show.
Yeah,
but so is Kimmel too. I think Kimmel's worse. But anyway, I digress.
Why don't you lead that one into the Hollywood?
What are you thinking?
The story right here.
You want to do that one?
Yeah, let's just do that one.
Okay. Why not? Well, since we're kind of talking about that and
Naval Air Station. Sorry.
Naval
Okay.
Air Station.
Just want to clear that up. Go ahead.
Very cool. But we've got another story here. And this is actually, we're going to pose a question to you guys about this here in just a second. So make sure you put your thinking caps on and you have your number 2 pencil ready.
Number 2 pencil. I don't even think
Do you remember those
like
days?
that anymore. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Breaking Bad star spotted by ramp agent through aircraft window. It's kind of funny. So just want to go through and read this story really quick.
Breaking news. Sorry.
While being a ramp agent has its perks, such as being surrounded by a plethora of aircraft. A plethora, is that a lot?
A plethora? Can I have your watch when you are dead?
Would you say I have a plethora? Anyway,
Yes,
sorry.
El Guapo.
We get sidetracked so easy.
Oh, my God. Great
Um,
movie.
one particular agent had his best day ever
Oh god.
while handling
Oh,
the
my God.
flight. Wow.
That's
Okay.
funny.
Slow
He
news
must-
day.
He must not get out much. Yes, slow news day. The agent spotted and made contact with Breaking Bad star and Better Call Saul star. And you guys would think I was going to say,
Esposito.
Juan Carlo Esposito. One major omission they left is Juan Carlo Esposito. He is Moff Gideon in the Mandalorian series.
Yeah. Yeah.
And-
You think they would have mentioned that because
Did
that's
they
more
see him on
more
May the
recent,
4th?
I
Right?
guess.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you have a Dosalfine? Anyway, even received a share of the star's social media channel as a result. Esposito, best known for his well-loved villainous role. Oh God, here we go. All the ads going crazy again. For the crime drama series, he just finished a weekend appearance at this year's South Texas Comic-Con in McAllen, Texas. The American actor was flying out of Austin Bergstrom International Airport. That was in the news recently, remember? On a late-night American Airlines flight on May 3rd and was sitting in his window seat while his flight was being prepped and loaded. All seemed like a regular flight. Dear screen.
Your internet's a little jumpy too. Uh-oh.
Esposito
Dude.
and saw a rampage.
Beaming.
Who writes this filth? Talk about.
Well,
Dude,
speaking
like
of the
beaming,
Mandalorian, you guys sound like a droid right now with your internet signal.
We do.
Right,
You
so
did
just
for a
get
sec.
the
You did
story
for
out.
a second, but it's doing okay.
Anyway, saw the ramp agent beaming at him. He held up his phone with a photo of the actor on the screen and seemed very pleased indeed with his spot. While Esposito could have easily dismissed the ramp agent or felt annoyed, the actor instead made the ramp agent's night shift even better. What did he do? Let's find out. After taking a photo of the action with the ramp agent, Esposito humbly took to his social media to share the moment and his appreciation for all his fans. You can see the photo down there below. Oh, that's
Well,
so cute.
good for Esposito because
Be
all of us have
gracious.
worked the ramp and we've all met celebrities, and there have been some real pricks amongst celebrities.
Yeah, well, there have, and like,
So it's good for Esposito to be nice about it.
yeah, in hearing this story, it's I don't want to take anything away from it because for this guy, I mean, they wrote a story about it, and that's cool. But working the ramp, it's in Salt Lake City for a major FBO. Like seeing a celebrity was like almost a daily occurrence.
Right.
Yeah.
So
All the time.
you become a little numb to it, I
Yeah,
guess.
desensitized a little bit.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's cool for this guy, and like you said, we've really met a lot of pricks in our careers, so it's cool that he wasn't one.
And
Yeah.
I'm not making fun of the story itself. I'm making fun of who wrote that story. I mean, Jesus Christ! It sounds
I know.
It sounds
I
like
know.
the New York Times or the Washington Post writing a puff piece about Joe fucking Biden. Anyway, so, but this brings us to this week's question. who was or what was your brush with fame when working in aviation? So please comment below. Send us a chat. Let us know what you think. I know I had a few.
Yeah.
Well, I know
Too
you
many,
did. Well, we
I
all
I,
worked.
I have
All three of
plenty.
us worked at FBOs, and so we know.
Yeah.
Well, I was
Yeah.
working the ramp for SkyWest. Excuse me, before they would. Well, you guys know the infamous the Y at Salt Lake International, where all the regional jets would go,
Which
and that
is
was
not there
before-
anymore.
right? Which is gone.
It's gone.
So you used to have to walk outside, and this is true with most regional carriers. You'd have to walk outside to get on the aircraft, whether you climbed up the stairs or they had those those portable ramps.
I don't want to go sidetrack too much, but it's funny when I flew to Charles de Gaulle in Florida. Excuse me, from Georgia. Well. I just got Florida mixed up, but anyway, from
I don't
Georgia,
know, French or
Atlanta,
Sorry.
we actually loaded up in our 777 from the ramp on stairs.
Really?
On air stairs from the ramp. Yep.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. That's
Actually, we deplaned because that was our arrival. Sorry. Went there on a 777, came back on a 747. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead and continue your story.
You're totally fine. So I'm loading the bags up, and again on the CRJ 200s, you bring your carry-on, and you set your carry-on on a cart because the carry-on has gone through the sterile area, the screening and stuff. And then we
Who was it?
Last
Who
things
did you
on
meet?
First thing on, I look up and I'm like, this guy looks kind of familiar to me. It was Huey Lewis.
That's funny.
So,
did you hand him a newspaper?
I said, here's the news.
Read all about it. Extra.
But I had
we're getting old.
I had encounters. I met Garth Brooks once. He was super nice, super gracious.
Yeah. And you still don't listen to country even after meeting Garth Brooks.
No.
Garth Brooks is the reason I even started listening to country.
Hey, I actually do like Garth Brooks music, to be honest.
Yeah, he's got good stuff.
The biggest asshole that I ever met when working the ramp was Tiger Woods. He was a dick. So
maybe he was in between his ladies of the night, and so he was really cranky.
Well, this was before his first accident, where he started to get a little bit humble. But I was working the ramp in Oklahoma City. We found out that he was coming in. He was coming in for a charity event. So we're all excited to meet him. And I'm like, holy shit, I get to meet Tiger Woods. So his G5 pulls up, stairs come down. He starts walking down. I walk up to him and I extend my hand and say, Mr. Woods, welcome to Oklahoma City. He just kind of looked at me and he says, be careful with the golf clubs, and then walked off. So guess who threw the golf clubs into the trunk?
Yeah.
Well, the thing that these people don't realize is if you're dicks to the people that have to serve you, they're just going to fuck with your shit.
Exactly. Now, I don't condone that, but that's what I did.
Well, that's what happens. I mean, you get fired from your very minimal paid job. It's like, it's like, fuck you. If you're going to be a dick, I don't even care.
Yeah. He didn't even care. What a jerk.
Yeah, I met him numerous times.
Yeah.
I never met.
He doesn't care to talk to anybody.
Yeah. Now, Phil Mickelson, he was a cool dude. He was nice.
Yep. Phil Mickelson's awesome. There's a handful of pro golfers that were really cool when they came in. But also a handful that weren't. Yep. So
I actually got to drive Phil Mickelson to his house in Sandy.
Cool. Yeah, he's a cool dude. I met him too.
Very, very nice.
Ryan, what are your top?
And
oh, geez.
Before you go with that.
Well, geez, Tony's got another one.
No,
eventually,
I was just going to say.
Okay.
Sharing his.
I'm jumping.
For those of you that are watching the podcast, comment in the chat. Let us know who your brush of fame or your brushes of fame were with while you're working in aviation, while Ryan's telling his story.
Go ahead, brother.
Go ahead.
Aaron's got his monocle out. Sorry.
Oh dear Lord.
Geez, I don't know. I would say a few of my favorite. Nice. Probably, geez, I don't know. What? I'm a big Michael Jordan fan. Michael Jordan, really cool, really nice guy, fun to meet. In Salt Lake all the time. Met Steve Carell, really good dude. Probably one of my most starstruck awe moments was Steve Martin.
Nice.
Meet him.
That's cool.
Adam Sandler flew in once with his whole crew that he does all of his movies with.
Oh, wow.
They were all really funny, really cool. Never got to meet Farley. That's kind of disappointing, but
that's too bad.
that would have been cool. But, the Steve Martin story is a funny one. That's one where he flew in middle of the night, quick turn, fuel stop, citation 10. Didn't know, I was just working my shift. I was supervisor at the time doing my duties or whatever, and they fueled it. I go walking down the hall to go to the vending machine. I pass the pilot's lounge, and I just noticed this guy with 2 golden retrievers in there, and I stopped, and I'm like, that guy looks familiar.
Yeah.
So I kind of came back and reached around the corner and poked my head in, and it was him. And he just looks up at me, and he's like, "Can I help you?" And I'm just like, dude, I'm such an idiot. I'm like, "You're Steve Martin," and he's like, "Yep, I am."
He's like, "Yeah,
I'm
no
like-
shit.
And I'm
Are
like,
you the infamous,
cool.
infamous?"
And then I'm walking down the hall, and I'm like,
That's funny.
I meet someone like him, and that's what I do. I'm like, I'm so stupid, but met a lot of really cool people. But yeah, I mean, anyway, there's a lot of assholes too, and some of them, to give, maybe not to defend them, but some of them, they probably spend their whole life trying to put this face on, and some of them may just not talk a lot because they don't want to be that way all the time, and so they're flying somewhere.
I know.
Get in their car and go, but there have been some that are actual jerks, and
but it's just like, I mean, when you're a celebrity, you do have somewhat of a responsibility to be at least a decent person.
Yeah, I agree.
Ryan, this didn't happen to me, but I want you to tell the story of when the Milwaukee Bucks were in town, and you'll know what story I'm going. I'm going for.
Well, the Bucks. Which story are you talking about?
Was it the Bucks or the Celtics?
No, it was the Bucks, or maybe he was playing for the Celtics at the time. Shit, why is his name?
It's not the one with the bodyguards. No.
Okay, who used to play for the Bucks and now played for the Celtics, or I don't know, and then recently retired. Shit, this just proves how much we don't give a shit about the NBA anymore, because we're like totally forgetting all these.
Garnett.
Yeah, Kevin.
Yes, that's it. That's it. Tell him that story real quick.
And it was, he didn't play for the Bucks. It was the Timberwolves.
Oh, the Timberwolves. Yeah, right. Well, that again just proves that, how much I've just gotten rid of sports out of my mind. I can't stand that woke shit.
Yeah, I know. Me neither. And he still just thinks he's the shit, but whatever. I don't even care. Like, he's nothing to me. But so yeah, we just used to do a lot of NBA charters, and after September 11th, like it used to be that the buses could just go right out to the aircraft. They could get on. After September 11th, they put in all these safety protocols. So the way we had it worked at our FBO is the buses would have to go outside one of our hangars, and they turned one of our hangars into a temporary like security area or TSA. They could go through the magnetometers, all that. Anyway, team bus came. They weren't ready for him yet. Few of the coaching staff had come through, but the players were now. And one of the coaches looks at me and he's like, "Hey, would you mind going and grabbing the players so we can get out of here? I'm there. It's my job." I'm like, "No problem." Go out, get on the bus. And he's just sitting right there on the bus. And for me at the time, I was an NBA fan.
Oh, yeah. We were total huge NBA fans growing up.
Yeah, so
and working the ramp.
Yeah, and it was cool. And I like doing my job and all that. And I got up and I just step onto the bus and he just looks at me, and I was gonna tell him. I'm like, it's been so long, I'm trying to remember exactly how, but I was basically just like, hey, they're ready for you. And he's like, get the fuck off the bus. Said that to me, word for word. And I'm like, in my head, I'm just like, did he really say that to me? I'm like,
because you don't expect these guys to be pricks, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, you do now.
Yeah, I expected maybe like, thank you. Or
right.
Or if anything, just acknowledge me with a head nod and start getting off the bus. But to tell me to get the fuck off the bus, it's like, you know what, dude? And from that day on, I do tell that story to people because, you know, it pissed me off, and it was just unnecessary. So
I know.
That's a story of a prick right there.
I remember that story very well. That's why I wanted you to go through it.
Yeah. So.
But yeah.
So Matt Thiemann lets us know he hasn't run into anyone famous yet. Oh, you will.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Well, you're watching the podcast. Just
well,
kidding.
yeah. See. Yep. You might just see us through an airplane window.
But we're
yeah, one day. But I mean, you know, like Ryan and Tony, I mean, there's too many celebrities to really know. I mean, you know, I've met Brad Pitt. Luckily, he wasn't a dick, but he was a lot shorter than I expected him to be. He's just a little guy. You know, there was a local car dealership owner, Gus Paulus. If you guys are listening from Utah, and you know, Gus Paulus Chevrolet, met him. He was a great dude. Carl Malone, John Stockton, you know, just class acts. Back when the NBA was actually good and relevant and means something and meant something. But I got to drive Carl Malone's brand new, just decked out, just murdered out, like black everything. It was the coolest Hummer H1 that I've ever seen. It was all custom and everything. And the dealership dropped it off for him to drive it home from a return road game that night. And I got to drive it before he even did. So I thought that was cool. You know, who else? You know, I've met, you know, multiple bands, you know.
Yeah, when there's a big concert in town.
Yeah, I mean, when there's a big concert or Sundance Film Festival.
Everything came into Salt Lake.
So. What's his name? John Paul DeJorio or whatever, the you know, who created Paul Mitchell brand.
John
you know,
Paul.
Yeah, but his last name's not actually. Anyway. Yeah, and a lot of other people. But I mean, that's one of the cool things about working the ramp is, you know, I mean, you know, celebrities are usually celebrity because they do something cool that you like to watch or listen to. And, you know, one of my favorite, you know, shows on YouTube and, you know, podcast is Nerdrotic. And he just attacks Hollywood because Hollywood's going so, you know, it's going the wrong direction, but he calls them, you know, adult pretenders, which is really funny because that's really what they are.
That's what they are.
Tend to be somebody else and make for it. Anyway.
Yeah, but anyway, that's I did meet Slick Willie, Bill Clinton, ex-president Bill Clinton.
Oh, nice.
He flew in one night, and you know,
sorry.
Yeah. But the funny thing is when ex-presidents or even current, because I was working the ramp when Vice President, who was it? I think it was Vice President. Oh God, who was it? Was Dick Cheney a vice president at one point? Yep. I think he was. Try to forget, but
you're lucky he didn't shoot you in the back with his duck hunting rifle.
Yeah, no shit. But anyway, I worked the ramp when he came, you know, and it's funny because Secret Service, you know, they'll walk into the line shack and you know, and our FBO manager's like, okay, hey, we got so-and-so with the Secret Service, you know, he wants to ask everybody some questions. And the Secret Service guy walks in and he already knows you by name. He already knows like your whole like driving history, criminal record. And he literally is like, okay, so Aaron, you're going to drive the air stairs. John, you don't touch the ramp because you have a DUI 5 years ago. And, you know, and then he just like kept fucking going. It was amazing. I mean, we're all just like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thank God I deleted my internet search.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
See it.
But anyway, that's always interesting. And I'm sure there's a lot of celebrities I forget, but the majority of them were actually pretty decent. But you did get a couple that were just dicks.
Yeah. I remember you telling me the story, Ryan, of when Depeche Mode, my favorite band, came through and you almost got your head taken off by their Bach 111.
Their BAE 111.
Oh, Bach 111. Damn.
That's what Depeche Mode flew on.
I remember when the Seattle Supersonics used to fly on a Bach 111.
Did they?
Yeah.
And then they got that 727.
Yeah, if I'm remembering right, they used to have I'll have to go through some of my old photos because gosh, I have some ramp photos of like the New York Knicks used to fly on a 737.
The Sacramento Kings had a 737-200 series that they flew.
Yeah. The Knicks one I think was a 300.
Yeah,
right.
But anyway.
Yep.
So
the Mach 111, man, that was just such an interesting looking airplane.
Yeah.
It was such a thick, fat fuselage and then teeny
little like G2 engines it looked like. It probably were.
And they always had a maintenance guy with them. And it was
always. Yeah. It was just it was basically like just like a almost like a fat wide body RJ.
Right.
Like a CRJ, like a fat CRJ 900 or something
with tiny little engines.
Yeah.
It reminds me of what was it that Novell used to fly out every morning in Salt Lake, Aaron?
It was the Fokker F-28.
Yeah, the F-28. Yeah.
The
Mach 111 kind of reminded me of a little longer F-28, but
yeah,
I remember those. The good old F-28 that left every day.
Oh my God. I fueled that, hangared it, cleaned that jet more times than I'd like to think.
Right.
Lil Hess checking in. Hey boys, sorry to be late. Do you say that to your teacher all the time too?
Your teacher.
Well,
he checked in at 1921, so he's been here a little bit.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
We love to give Lil Hess grief because of his dad, Big Hess.
Big Hess.
Anyway, also, aircraft saying yo Viper Images, what's up, buddy? And it wouldn't be the RampCheck podcast without BH World checking in. Fallon is Navy. We know it's Navy.
I was saying
that's true.
I was getting it mixed up with like the Marine Corps Air Station or something,
right.
But you always got to leave it to BH to
absolutely
try to correct the record.
So again, before we move on, just what was your brush with fame while working in aviation, or even in an airport? I guess technically you didn't have to be working in aviation as well. So touch on that. Any other stories? Brother, what do we have?
No. I mean, well, I thought you meant any more ramp stories.
No.
But we might as well talk about this real quick. So this is interesting, especially since we had Garrett on last week, the Apache pilot. This kind of goes right into the future of the Army. But there's been actually a lot going on in U.S. Army aviation. And this comes from defensenews.com. This article was posted on May 9th, which is yesterday. How the U.S. Army aviation chief is prepping for a future fleet. So, as you know, the Bell V-280 just won the contract to replace Blackhawks in the future. And it's a next generation tilt rotor aircraft, which is, I mean, it's pretty badass. There's video of it flying at air shows, flying in Texas.
First glance, I thought it was an Osprey when you first put that up.
Yeah, I know. Check out the V-tail though. That's a lot different than the Osprey.
That's why I said first glance, but yeah.
And the cool thing that they did with the V280, the Valor, is the nacelles are fixed. Only the prop rotors rotate. And so, yeah, it's a lot less complicated as far as that goes because the engines are fixed.
Interesting.
Well, that seems like it would be more complicated because the actual propeller shaft would have to.
Yeah, you can actually, the engineering involved in that is pretty sick, and a lot of it's classified. But maybe while I'm reading the story, somebody go on YouTube or something so we can play a quick little video of the V280, if you don't mind. I know Bell has a YouTube channel that probably has a cool little demo video of it. But anyway, this is coming from Nashville, Tennessee. The U.S. Army's aviation branch is reaching a critical inflection point where it will need to determine how and when to begin retiring its aircraft fleet, while also keeping some of them flying for decades as it adopts new piloted and unmanned vertical lift platforms along with launched effects. Major General Mac McCurry, who runs the Army's Aviation Center of Excellence at Fort Novosel, Alabama, is playing a key role in leading the process. The Army plans to field a future long-range assault aircraft and a future attack reconnaissance aircraft, as well as a variety of tactical drones and launched effects to aid crewed aircraft, giving pilots greater standoff from the enemy threats. But the Army also must also modernize its fleet of AH-64 Apache attack helicopters, UH-60 Black Hawk utility helicopters, and CH-47 Chinook cargo helicopters, keep them flying at least 2 more decades, albeit some will remain in the fleet considerably longer. So we kind of, with Garrett last week, we kind of talked about, the Echo model, the Apache. That's the upgraded. That's kind of the latest and greatest. They're already starting to do that, and like he said, even the Air Guard units or the Army Guard units will start to get the Echo models in a couple years. But anyway, continuing the article, at the same time, McCurry's also focused on ensuring aviation training keeps up with the service newer complex missions expected in the future. China. Defense News sat down for an exclusive interview with McCurry at the Army Aviation and said, okay, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, the U.S. Army chose the Bell-made V-280 Valor tilt rotor for its FLRAA effort, and is the first of the Army will fly a tilt rotor aircraft. How are the Army Aviation Center of Excellence in Fort Novosel preparing a training with the aircraft and its integration to the fleet? The team has started working with the Capabilities Development Integration Directorate. Wow, say that 10 times fast. And the U.S. Army Aviation Center of Excellence working together to refine. So basically, I don't need to read every single part of the Q&A, but it's interesting that there's lots of changes in the Army and the Army National Guard as far as the helicopters are concerned.
Right.
Yeah. The article kind of goes on, the UH-72 Lakotas are the basic Army trainer now since they retired the TH-67. Garrett actually mentioned that last week too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was funny. The other day, there was what appeared to be a Lakota flying around Eagle Mountain where I live, but it had the fantail like an EC-135, not an EC-145. But apparently there's a B model of the Lakota which has that fantail. So I didn't know that. That was pretty interesting.
That is.
But anyway, it talks about Lakota, Blackhawks, and Apaches and upgrades. It's pretty interesting, and it'll be really cool to see the V-280.
We have a
Army
video
colors
queued up of it. You want to watch?
All right.
a little bit of it?
Yeah, let's do it. Go ahead.
Yeah, just cue this up really quick.
Find single Ukrainian women.
So the scary thing about this is it's
The
starting
music?
to look
Oh.
more and more like the vehicles that took everybody out in the Terminator movie.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
bad.
I know. Isn't that cool looking? And the crazy thing is Bell has flown this in a couple air shows in Texas, just showing it off. But yeah, it's pretty sick looking. And it's quick too. I mean, you know, with the tilt rotor design.
Listen to that sound.
Yeah, it sounds really cool, doesn't it? Demonstrated 300 knots true airspeed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
Why does it have a UPS logo on the back of it?
it's
Oh,
not
wait.
UPS.
Okay,
It's the Bell
here's
logo.
probably the vertical. Yeah, I want to see the vertical.
Yeah,
It's the transition. Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty sick.
Sounds badass. Yeah.
Yeah, there it goes. There's it's starting to, yeah. But see how just the rotors tilt. But yeah, I mean it's quick. It's you know, tilt rotors. You kind of think, oh, it seems kind of squirrely because you know the accidents the V22s had and everything. But I mean, supposedly, you know, the next gen technology is supposed to be even safer, and the V22 still is pretty damn safe. I mean, yeah, it's had accidents,
Oh,
but
yeah.
but think of
Well,
all
just
the
like
all the
any
all
new
the air,
aircraft.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just think about all the flights it's had that's been successful.
There we go.
Anyway, you see, there it is with
Oh
hovering.
yeah, that's cool. That's really cool.
But yeah. So anyway, well, we can be done watching that. I just
Yeah, no,
thought we would
that's cool.
we would show it. Yeah, it's really
Now I'm
versatile
seeing
too,
the cool
maneuverable.
shit. Hold on. What's this? Wow.
Yeah, so this is going to replace the Black Hawk. Look at that.
Wow. That's so cool.
Yeah.
It's reduced. I should have been narrating this the whole time. That is
All right, cool.
really cool. Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah, let's get to a couple comments.
Go
We
for
got
it.
Little Hess. No, sir, always on time to class, of course.
Well, on time
Well,
for
that's
that,
good.
but not for us. I see.
Yeah, I know. And then
Priority.
aircraft images. I haven't been working aviation for long yet. LOL. Plus the airport job I have is only every often job, not like everyday full time. Okay, gotcha.
Nice.
So in other words, two short words to summarize that are part-time.
Yeah, there you go. Part time. Preppy 235, Little Hess. A plan to replace Blackhawks hit me right in the heart. Oh, I know. You know, I'm sure you
of
have.
course.
You
You're
know,
a
it's
little
funny.
biased.
Little Hess. I actually have photos of you and your brother and your dad on your dad's Finney flight years ago.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'll have to bring those up sometime because I was there taking photos of your dad's last Blackhawk flight. And
Nice.
then, what are you guys laughing at?
Because Tony's just like, like his mic picks up everything. So I was just laughing, making sure he knew we could hear.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway,
Aircraft images. I think the airframe kind of looks like a Blackhawk with a VTOL and vertical propellers. LOL. Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of
pretty
does.
much, yeah.
The front end really does.
Yep.
You know, kind of look more like
That is a badass looking aircraft, though. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see that thing live.
Yeah, it is. I agree. So anyway, all right. Well, I
Cool.
think we can kind of wrap up the podcast.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we covered a bunch of things, and for those of you that watch and stayed on this long, thank you. Hit the like button. Hopefully, you already follow us. Hit the the bell indicator so that you can know when we do other live streams. We want to try to do other live streams and other things, but right now, every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, that's kind of our thing. But we want to get more involved and do more live streams and more videos. But
especially like when breaking news happens, we'd like to jump on and
and, for sure.
Do stuff like that as well. So
we've been this every Wednesday time has been really good for us and our followers, and we'll just keep trying to bring you more content.
Very
for
cool.
sure. Cool.
Very cool. Hey, Lil Hess, we saw
all
that
right.
quick. He just mentioned he loved. He remembers that flight. He would love to see those pictures. So cool. Yeah,
We'll
Aaron,
do
why don't you dig those up and maybe we'll show them on the next live stream.
Yeah, I'll get them.
Cool.
But
I will get them.
Don't forget www.rampcheckglobal.com. That's our that gets you to the hashtag RCG Ramp Swag store. It's getting warm out there. Ryan and I were by the pool all day today, and
tough.
we didn't see the new Splinter camo bikini out there yet, but start seeing them.
Yeah.
Get you yours, your swim trunks, of course, all the coolest ramp swag, hats, t-shirts, stickers, swimwear, yoga pants, remove before flight stuff, all that stuff. Get them at the Ramp Swag store. And as we mentioned, RampCheck podcast live every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, right here on the YouTubes, also Twitter, Rumble, Facebook, and did I forget somebody?
Oh, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. Anyway, and
we didn't broadcast on Rumble tonight because for some reason the browser was having an issue with Rumble. So we actually didn't do Rumble tonight, but this should still show up because we have it linked to our YouTube channel. But anyway, we have a couple of new Ramp Swag things I just want to show real quick before we got up. Check out how cool these are, man. These are shot glasses.
Dude,
isn't that sick?
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh yeah,
those are badass.
Yep.
Show those new stylish shirts with the American flag.
Oh yeah,
There
so these ones, check these out. Those are cool.
Those are cool too.
Yep.
And this down here says freedom through superior air power.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah, those were cool.
Yep. Like those too.
Yeah, we did that.
Those at the Ramp Swag store.
So far, Tony yawning. He almost didn't get it in there. But anyway, I did it with an Apache, and then I've got some other designs.
Hey,
but
Ant, come here.
We also have this. It's a T-shirt
nice.
with the Splinter jet on it.
Good old Splinter.
Yep.
Yeah,
That is
65th
pretty
aggressor.
badass. All right.
But anyway,
Cool.
We got a visitor.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Tonight. This is Little Anthony or Little Tony. Well, he's not so little.
He probably doesn't want to be called that. But
Yeah. No, this is my son Anthony. Say hi.
Hi, everybody.
What's up, Anthony?
What's up?
Anthony's not like crazy about aviation like we are, but he can respect it. So, there we go.
Exactly. Anthony's here in Vegas with us this week and hanging out. So
we're about to
glad to have you on here.
sign off and go
all
have
right.
another night.
Yes.
Yeah.
A little foggy today, but no better way to continue it than to just keep going.
I just hope to God we don't run into Stacey Abrams on the elevator again.
I do.
can take that.
I would like to run into her when I am drunk.
You know what? That's a great idea, actually. Hopefully you don't read about an incident with Stacey Abrams in the elevators at the Cosmopolitan in Vegas.
With the RampCheck guys.
Yeah. So it looks like we have a new watcher, Caleb Baller. Happy to make my first live stream.
Awesome.
Caleb.
Well, welcome on. We're just about to end it, but you can rewatch it.
That's right.
Yes.
Wherever you're watching from. Probably looks like maybe YouTube. But yeah, all of our past live streams and this current one are available to watch anytime.
Caleb, thank you so much for checking in.
Thanks for jumping on
the podcast. Yes,
definitely
appreciate it. So, anyway, I guess that wraps up another episode. Huh, brothers?
That's
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Okay.
Good chat.
Yes, good chat. Thank you. Very good chat. All right, for the RampCheck podcast, I'm Tony.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Ryan. Good day.
Oh, wait, you did it too early. I didn't hit the right button.
You mean you weren't ready to do it?
Good day.